one man, one bike, one dream, to be the fastest man around the world. To smash the record, Mark Beaumont must cycle 18,000 miles in just 200 days. His epic journey will take him through floods, burning deserts, freezing winds, and desolate plains. The experience will push bike, body, and soul to the limit.
I feel incredibly weak. I don't know what to do.
It's the ultimate endurance test. If he pulls it off, the world record will be his.
Well, this is it. This is halfway around.
Hey, Tim.
Edinburgh, June 16th, 2007. Christmas has come early for Mark Beaumont.
And that's by far the biggest bike box I've ever seen. Can I touch it?
Yeah, bring it on out.
The bike that will carry him around the world has arrived.
This thing is going to go 18,000 miles around the world. There it is. It's a big bike. This is a Koga signature bike. Every part has been chosen for what we're doing here. To be a bit techie about it, we're riding a roll-off hub, and the gearing's all internal, which means that no dirt, no grime can get in there, and it should be a lot more efficient. If it breaks, I'm in a lot of trouble, because it's pretty hard to fix. So let's have a look at it.
Shove it up on the scale and see what happens.
When I dreamt up this project 3 years ago, it was just that. I mean, it was a pipe dream. There was a logical progression from what I'd done before, but it's just so much bigger.
So now you can start unwrapping. I'll let you do the honours.
Where to start? So since February, when I've been in full-time training over the last 4 or 5 months, I've been on an out-and-out road racing bike, sort of pushing much faster miles, but over less time, so sort of higher intensity. Out in the world, I'll be pushing sort of 100, 120 in a day, but using the whole day to do it.
The challenge he's given himself is to set a new Guinness World Record for cycling around the world.
I don't know, there's a part of the British mentality which sort of says, what are you doing, why are you doing this, why don't you get a proper job? There's another part which loves sort of the good old sort of British, go out there and explore.
Bubbles.
His Round the World challenge will test body and bike to the absolute limit. Riding 100 miles a day is the cyclist's marathon. Doing it every day for 7 months is unheard of.
Don't drop off. Keep it going. Keep driving.
Come on, come on!
Let it go. That's the way. Keep it going. Keep driving on. Okay, that's
Okay, you want to recover there, Neil? Recovery.
A small team of sports specialists have come together to advise him.
If you imagine going to your local gym, sitting on an exercise bike and turning it up to the highest resistance that you possibly can is something that poor Mark's got to do for 8 to 12 hours each day, day after day.
With 8 hours on the bike, I really will be looking at sort of 5,500, 6,000 calories a day.
Oh, I think more than that. You could be talking somewhere between 6,500, 7,500 calories a
Which
day.
is a lot of food.
Equivalent, in fact, to eating 24 average-sized cheeseburgers a day. Difficult at any time. Tougher still when on the road for 8 hours a day.
Problem is you're going to get sick of eating already, trying to bulk up.
It's really sickly.
Yeah, so these are the days that your stomach is going to shut down and you're not actually going to be able to eat 6,000 calories.
Mark's team of advisors is led by his mother.
The only one sort of with the world cycle was when Mark said he wanted to do it in the record time because, you know, I can see the physical, the pressure.
From that point of view,
Mark never does anything low-key. I think he's just genuinely interested to see what he is capable of doing, and I think this is just how he is. For him, dreams are goals, and he makes his goals happen.
The start is 2 weeks away, and just getting to the starting line is becoming a challenge in itself.
Push the tempo, 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 push the tempo.
It's been a dream for 3 years.
The Guinness rules are clear. 18,000 miles and passing through 2 opposite points on the planet. Mark's going through Europe, the Middle East, Pakistan and on to Calcutta. Down Southeast Asia, across Australia, up New Zealand, the long haul across America, and finally a sprint from Lisbon to Paris. It's the night before the start. Time for a final check.
Okay, clothing's kept very simple. I've got a layering system here to keep me warm, 3 cycling strips, your cycle shorts, and to go with these we've got chamois cream. It sort of disinfects them and makes sure that you don't develop saddle sores, which are a pain in the, to say the least. This sort of impending sense of inevitability of running towards the start line has been unbelievable. First wallet, second wallet, which I give away if I get asked for my wallet. The last two weeks, you know, whilst sort of working 20-hour days, there was just a sense of, you know, quite sort of a surreal feeling of, you know, whatever I do, I'm going to arrive on the start line on the 5th and we're going to be there, and I'm suddenly going to have time to think about how far we've come. That's it.
Check, check and check again. Sleep is last on the list.
See you.
For family and friends, this is the last time they'll see him for 7 months.
You okay?
I'm fine. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1.
The clock has started. 18,000 miles of pedaling lie ahead. But ominously, after just 30 minutes, he's exhausted.
We've just done about 10 miles out of Paris and I just completely hit the wall. About 4 or 5 miles out, I thought that the adrenaline would sort of see me through and I'd feel good, but with the mayhem of the last couple of days and another sort of 4-hour sleep last night, I was so tired that, and I don't know whether it was nerves or tired or a combination of the two. I mean, it was my eyes were just shutting on me as I was cycling along there.
A shot of caffeine hits the spot, but there's still 90 miles to go if Mark's to hit his daily target. And it's only day 1. Nerves settled, he's finally on the open road and in his element.
This makes it all worth it. This is the months in the office putting the support together to make this happen. This is incredible. We've got blue skies, we've got a tailwind, and I'm off on my own, and cannot wait to get around the world. This is everything I've dreamt of. I'm going to leave you guys now, and I'll see you in Istanbul.
Leg 1 should be easy. 2,200 miles in 22 days. Paris to Istanbul. For Mark, the big miles are nothing new. At 12 years old, he rode coast to coast across Scotland. At 15, he rode solo between John O'Groats and Land's End. But on this trip, it's only day 3, and already his high-tech £2,500 bike's in trouble.
By the time I got to Sonny's, I was about 1k out. I got a puncture again. That's my 3rd in 24 hours, which is just unbelievable. I checked my tyre both times it happened yesterday, but I thought, well, I've got to do something about this. So I went to the bike shop, and he actually found a tiny metal shard. That's why I've had 3 punctures in the day. Anywho, I'm going to get some food. It's a lot later than I'd hoped for finishing up for today. And you can hardly see me.
Puncture fixed, the next challenge of a wet night under canvas is nothing new.
We were brought up kind of watching everything from David Attenborough to watching Chris Bonington to all these explorers. I think it was a case of just wanted to give it a go himself and find his own adventure.
I've just woken up and it's absolutely pouring. Looks pretty nice. Just torrential.
Day 5, and after a slow start, Mark is already 40 miles behind schedule. If he doesn't start hitting 100 miles a day, he'll add 21 days onto the world target.
Bike's going superbly well, feeling really comfortable. I've adjusted the saddle. I was just getting twinges in my left knee, so I've actually brought the seat down and moved it forwards somewhat, and it feels a lot more comfortable. The twinges are going from my knee.
For the next 2 days, Mark hits the magic 100-mile-a-day target, leaving him just 23 miles behind schedule. Finally, everything seems to be going well.
I just had a disaster. Flying down that last hill, we're about 40k from Leipzig in Germany. There was a loud bang from the back wheel. I've broken a spoke at the back. It's now going to take time to fix, but it's more than that, it's just such a worry. I have to take the wheel apart and put a new spoke on. But that does not bode well, 7 days in. This really is worst case scenario.
He's on his own. If he can't fix it, his dream is dead.
At least it stopped raining.
Every hour lost is 13 miles to make up.
There we go, one fixed wheel. Running pretty much true. That's delayed me by about an hour. But more than that, I've now got a wheel which isn't set up right.
With time lost and a dodgy wheel, Mark hits the city of Dresden.
Well, I get immensely frustrated when I'm going through a big town and I'm getting held up the whole time by slow bike paths and traffic lights and stuff like that. If I lose a couple of hours because of that, it really does stress me out slightly. So I've been on Route 6 all morning and I'm expecting to carry on to Route 6 for the next 80 kilometres all the way to the Polish border. But these roads tend to get a wee bit lost in the centre. But see what we can do. Right, where's this Route 6? Whoa. Quick look at the map.
It's not just the bike that needs careful maintenance. Mark's in danger of pushing himself too hard. He suffered from tendinitis in the past, so the team back home have arranged for a physiotherapist to meet him on the road.
About 30 kilometres from Poland, and I'm going to camp because it's beautiful. Look at that sunset. The table's up and ready, and I'm going to get a massage before it gets dark and quickly get the tent up and get an early night.
So it's not so